Hi there, I am Shelly on the Edgy Gardener channel, and today I hope you stick with me so we can plant some foxgloves together. And this is the first installment of my 2021 indoor seed starting experiments. And actually, I am redoing the first half of this video because actually the seeds are already planted, but the camera was only recording for the second half. So you'll see a wardrobe change in the middle, and then I'll be back to my future self there at the end. So a little bit of time travel here. But anyway, we will be doing some foxgloves. And I have to say that I have never grown foxgloves from seed. I've never even had success buying it from containers from stores. So this is from the beginning very much of an experiment. But there's an area in my yard that I cleared out this fall, and I want that to be a cottage garden. And I have some Mr. Bowling Ball evergreens in the middle. I have an old-fashioned gate with some clematis climbing, and I wanted some echinaceas and then some tall flowering specimens like foxgloves. So last year, while watching a YouTube channel from GardenAnswer at Laura, she has this area with white wands, veronica, and Dalmatian Peach Foxglove. And I saw that and I fell in love with the plant and the color. And I'm not a peach person, but that I was sold. So I hope she doesn't mind me giving that photo there. Just want to show you what I saw and inspiration struck. So I ordered these from seed. It took me a few times to get to them. I had the site tell me when they came into stock, and I didn't order them quick enough and they went out of stock. So I had to do that twice before I finally got some. So I'll be planting 2 packages of foxglove and one package of Excelsior foxglove. I don't know why I ordered this. I probably saw them together and ordered it. I don't know what happened. But these are a biannual, so they're supposed to grow 1 year, flower the next, set seed, and then that main plant goes away, and then the seedlings grow into the plant, and then the next year, and it goes on and on. So I guess if that's the case, and succession planting is the best plan, plant them this year and plant them next year, and then you should have an every other. I don't know how well these will seed in my garden, so I'll order some packages next year and see. But these are supposed to flower the very first year. So I am expecting these to flower in my new cottage bed. And foxgloves come in a variety of sizes. And the Dalmatian Peach are a little bit shorter than some of the others. They're 24 to 30 inches tall. So they're not the really tall ones, but I think they'll be a really nice medium height element in the cottage bed. So I will be doing the foxgloves, and I'll be using my Growy starter kit because I think this is going to help me out from what I have been using over the past few years. I have a tendency to overwater the seeds to where the seeds are washed over to one side and they drown, or I let them get too dry, and if they come up, they're little spindly, sad, leaning, bending things. So I thought that this would help cover up my insufficiencies in mothering my seedlings. But I don't know if you have seen these before, but it is a 5-part system. You have the tray here, and then you have this little platform right here, and it goes in, and then a seed mat. And I think this is what's going to do it for me. The seed mat goes on top of the platform, like so, and it just slides right off too. But that seed mat would go here, and then the tray on top, which is where the soil will go, and then your humidity dome. The idea is today I will take the seed mat off the ground. So the seed mat's a little bit longer than the platform, so it bends down on one side and then slides in like that. Now I'll soak this seed mat and then put the soil tray on top. And then from then on out, when I need to water, I just pour water into this reservoir here, and then this seed mat soaks it up. And then the soil in the soil tray then will soak up that water from the seed mat. So you do not have to water from overhead and wash the seeds out or overwater them. So solves my problem. So I ordered these from Garden Supply. I ordered one thinking, oh, I'll just try it out. And then today I went on and said, no, I want more. So I ordered 2 more, but they're not here yet.
The soil that we're using is seed starting mix. You're not supposed to use potting soil or garden soil when you're starting seeds. It needs to be a sterile seed mix. And I have the good stuff today. My area does not sell Espoma products. A lot of Espoma products, certainly not seed starting. But I went to visit my mother up in the Chicago area, and I made her take me to a nursery when it was 10 degrees below because I needed things like this.
So this is 1 bag, 8 dry quart. I don't know how much is going to fit into 1 seed tray, so I am going to do most of the bag. And when you're doing this, you want the soil, when it comes out of the bag, it is very fluffy. And we want to pre-moisten it, and what we want it to be is it'll hold its form when you squeeze it sort of firmly, but it will not drip. It takes me a few times to get it that way, so let me work on that. So I'm halfway through stirring this, and some of it is dripping when I squeeze, and others is still light and fluffy. So we're just going to keep on mixing. Okay, so I have it. I squeeze it, and it keeps its shape. I did see a little water coming out of there, so let me do it again. And it keeps its shape. That should be good. Now I have this big clear container here because I am upstairs in my plant room, which used to be my daughter's bedroom, and there's carpet on the floor, and it's hard to clean up with all this stuff. So I try to contain my mess as much as possible, and the depth of it should help from the dirt flinging, and luckily it's see-through so the camera can still see. And I have done seed starting for a few years now, and I think every year I am getting better because I'm doing everything wrong, and every year I'm learning what not to do. So I hope this is the year of doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's another reason why I'm making this video, to look back and see maybe where I went wrong, what I did right. So these are going to get full of soil. Don't have to be neat about getting them in the squares, just have to be neat about not getting them on the floor. Okay, so let's try and get this dirt somewhat evenly spread throughout. And then what I'm going to do is just go through each cell and lightly pack it down. I'm not pushing it really, I'm just sort of forming it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now that the soil is pretty much packed, my hands are pretty clean to handle these seeds. These seeds are tiny. Okay, let me say this. Right now, we should be putting labels in the cells because you will never remember. I won't remember next week, let alone in April or March. Label first before you do this step. Now, let's do the Dalmatian Peach. I have 2 bags of these, but one of them I already used in the other one, in the other video, and they come in this vial. You see the seeds down there? They are tiny, tiny, tiny. These need light to germinate, so they just go on top of the soil. And I know some people might put some fine vermiculite over the soil. I am not going to do that. Can you see that? They're just tiny. Now I counted the other vial that was full, and I had 36 seeds in there, and I'm going to put maybe 2 in each cell. Well, 3 got in there. Okay, that's one. One went right in the corner there. That was not good. These are pelletized, so it makes it so much easier. And they're white, so I can somewhat see them, so I don't lose track of which cell we're going in. I don't want all of these in my hand at the same time. I do want a lot of these, and if I have too many that come up, I will see if my sister-in-law would like them. They say these are deer-resistant plants because they're pretty toxic to humans, to pets, and some people think that animals instinctively know when plants are poisonous. But whatever it is, deer typically stay away from foxglove. Okay, so that was the first 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 4 down and 2 over. So I need to put a label somewhere in here. This is not the best method, but I have a little paper clip, and I'm just going to stick it right there so that the long side is the Dalmatian Peach, and then the short side down here is going to be the Excelsior. Now, the Dalmatian Peach is supposed to bloom its first year, but I don't know about this Excelsior. And these seeds are not pelletized, and they're even tinier, but I get more of them. I don't know if you can see how tiny they are, but there's lots of them down there. Oh, they are like little pieces of pollen, tiny itty bitty. And they're brown. So I think the best thing to do is just get a little pinch full and spread them out. Now when these come up and start to put on some growth, we will thin them. Oh, that was really, really heavy. Once they put on some growth, we'll thin them out and probably plant, maybe even plant them up before we put them outside. Okay, so that is the tray. We have Dalmatian Peach over on this side from this paper clip on, which I will take out as soon as I get my labels. And then this side over here is Foxglove Excelsior. So the soil is pre-moistened, and Foxglove need light to germinate, so we're not going to cover them. So what I'm going to do is wet my seed mat and then put the humidity dome on them. I actually don't know how I'm supposed to wet the seed mat, so let's read the directions. It's called a capillary mat. What was I calling it before? A wet mat? Moisten the capillary matting and then lay it with the black side up on the support platform with one end of the mat extended over one end of the platform. Okay, so I was showing it with the gray side up, and it needs the black side up. So I'm going to use a spray bottle and just spray this mat down. I don't. Okay, so that is definitely moist, between moist and soaked. So let's put this on top, and then get the dirt out there, the humidity dome. You know what? This is not quite as satisfying without labels. I love to see the labels in there. Okay, this is going to go right here. And I do have this light here. So the beginning of that video, well, the middle of that video was filmed on February 13th. So now on February 23rd, let me show you what we have. So you can see that I got my labels in, and look at that. Okay, so obviously those little cells were overseeded very much, but there are little seedlings in every single cell, and Mama could not be happier. I first saw the germination on February 22nd, and then a few days later, I took the dome off. And then, I don't know if it will do anything, but I sprinkled some cinnamon. Can you see this? Some cinnamon on the top, because I know that's supposed to kill fungus. And I did that because I still have a fungus gnat problem. And maybe I should have covered these with vermiculite. Maybe that should have helped. But I think with the fungus gnats, maybe they won't bother that soil. I did add water to the reservoir here when I took the dome off. Well, there goes my focus. So they should stay nice and moist. I do have that light there that I have on strings that my dad taught me how to tie a slip knot. So I've lowered that. And I think it's low enough. If you think I need to go lower, let me know. And I will turn a fan on, so I will have little strong seedlings. But look at that. So excited. So that's it. Thank you for sticking with me today, and I hope you are having success in your seed starting experiments this year. And if you have any comments or tips, I would be more than appreciative to read through those. So would appreciate you leaving those in the comments below. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope to see you back.